Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so as predicted, this H3 Trisha Keemstar and now Donna Klein drama has just gotten way worse. We predicted this. If you watched the videos yesterday, there's 2 already. You can go and watch them every day. There's probably going to be fucking more. But it is now ramped up way more than what I ever anticipated because we now have Ethan's parents getting involved. And for this video, we're going to be focusing on Donna because Trisha has directly responded to Donna, so there's a lot to talk about there. Now, if you know anything, I need to stand up and say that on this channel, we love Donna because Donna has been nothing but nice to me, and, you know, I'm a Donna's butterfly. I don't know if that's what the fucking fandom's called, but Donna has been nothing but nice to me, and again, you don't know these people off camera, but I'm just going from my experience. She's been a lovely lady towards me, and I always appreciate that, and I was shocked but not shocked to see her get involved in this Keemstar Trisha Ethan situation, just because it's happened so many times before with Ethan and Keemstar that I was like, okay, so she's, you know, seen it happen so many times, so like, would she respond to it? Why would she do it now? But then it actually does make sense because families is a thing now, and Donna is directly involved in the drama, and people aren't really acknowledging that. Like, Donna has talked about Creepshow, James Charles, Gabby Hanna, Trisha, like all these people now, so, you know, whether we want to admit it or not, Donna, Ethan's mom or not, is involved in all of this because she's now the Trisha of the podcast. So she responded to Ethan's tweet because Ethan tweeted out the picture with, you know, Trisha and Keemstar, this picture, and Ethan had said, I'm not even going to front or try to be funny, this just makes me really sad. So he wasn't even trying to, you know, poke back or whatever. So Donna did 2 tweets. So these 2 tweets have started absolute mayhem on Trisha's Twitter and Trisha's TikTok. And now, before we get into that, I do just want to say that it's very interesting to me because I brought up the point yesterday, but with Moses, who is Trisha's fiance now, soon to be married, that is... No, that's Ethan. Like, it's all family. And it's not even just like, oh, like, Trisha's going into the family or whatever. Like, Moses and Donna are already, like, a unit. And way more so than anything, you know, Trisha fighting back. And it's like, Moses always gets credited. And I always have as well, for being like, you know, he's so calm and peaceful and he doesn't get involved in the drama. And, you know, he's able to separate it and let Trisha do what, you know, they want. And I'm actually changing my opinion on that very drastically because... if I was allowing my partner to attack anyone in my family publicly the way that that Trisha and is doing here with Donna is very wild to me, and that nothing is seemingly being handled privately. It's no longer, oh, Moses is such a good person that he's, you know, keeping this all offline. It's like, no, Moses is a pushover or an enabler that is allowing this to happen. And I'm sure there's issues there with Moses and Donna and Moses and Eli or whatever like this. But if you're allowing this to happen online and allowing your family to be destroyed by Keemstar, let's talk. So Donna responded twice, as I said. The first one being, can't wait to go to her wedding. Not. So obviously referencing the wedding. Now this tweet got 20,000 likes, so overwhelming support for Donna. And then another one said, what I'm feeling doesn't fit into words. She's such a weasel. Now, it's very interesting hearing weasel being thrown around as, you know, making fun of someone. But it's important to note, this is for the timeline. 2020, Trisha Paytas calls Ryland Adam a weasel. 2021, Donna Klein calls Trisha Paytas a weasel. This is so full circle, this entire thing. So it's important to note that as well. Personally, do I think Donna's tweets are bad before we move into Trisha's extreme response? The wedding one, I mean, it's shocking. You know, we're talking now about, like, family weddings, and we have always been speculating, you know, is Ethan and Eli going to go to the wedding and stuff? But seeing it, you know, down here on a tweet is definitely jarring. Do I think it's completely valid for, you know, Donna Klein to say that she's no longer going to the wedding of someone who is actively, like, betraying publicly her son? Absolutely not. And then the other one that was like, what I'm feeling doesn't fit into words. She's such a weasel. I'm telling you now that from a mother's point of view, she could have gone in a lot harsher. So let's hear immediately what Trisha had to say on TikTok. Then we're going to go to Trisha's tweets because you know that Trisha is cross-platforming this shit. So let's just get immediately into it. So yeah, there is Many TikToks. Buckle up. So here we go.
Ethan's mom, I'm so sick of this bullshit. I'm so sick of this bullshit. Can't wait to go to her one night. And you're taking off the invite the minute you sent Moses that text. They all know what that text was on the last episode of Frenemies, which we also recorded as well. Everyone was recording it. I brought that up. I said, why would your mom text the most vile, disgusting? I can't even speak it right now. I cannot speak it right now because she put blame and the weight of something so heavy on me that I have.
Remember this, by the way. We're going to discuss it.
She's a vile scum. I cannot repeat.
Very, very interesting. I've heard Trisha call other YouTubers scums, and just hearing Trisha call Donna Butterfly Klein scum. Very interesting. Very, wow.
I can't even put out what she said. And when I asked Ethan, I'm like, your mom texted this? Like, that's something that's like the nastiest thing I've ever heard from anybody. And he's like, well, I told her not to text that. It's disgusting. What she placed on me is evil. It's downright evil. I bit my tongue when she's talked about me and compared me to Gabby. I bit it. But she put a burden on me that I will not talk about for a few months, but it's the most disgusting shit. Blaming me for the most vile shit.
Okay, so burden being put on Trisha from Donna on text. We're going to dive into this more whenever we read Trisha's tweet on it because it says it a little bit more. We're not being told what Donna has said on this text that got Donna uninvited from the wedding months and months ago. However, my speculating on this is that, again, my speculating alert is that, one, Donna said something as simple as, if you don't break it off with Trisha, you're going to be kicked out of the family. Something more, if Trisha gets pregnant, you're kicked out of the family. Speculating, again. Or third, which is probably the most realistic one, again, speculation, is that Donna said that, Hila's pregnant now, which is something that Ethan and Hila have talked about that they struggled a lot with. If Hila gets unnecessary stress or anything more disastrous happens with that pregnancy, that it is Trisha or Moses' fault. Again, speculating. It could not be that. It could be something very different. But from Trisha saying that a burden was put on me and how dare, and I can talk about this in a couple months. In my opinion, a couple months, like, Hila will be pregnant, a couple months, like, safer pregnancy, like, you're further down the line. I don't know. That makes sense to me. It could not be the case at all. I do just want to say that. I want to know what you think it is below, though. We're going to revisit this whenever we get to the tweets, but there's more videos.
Ethan sent a hate mob on my sister for making a TikTok that she deleted within an hour. What Ethan's mom texted Moses about me, putting this burden on me that if anything were to happen, it's on me, putting that is an evil monster shit. The fact that she even texted, I can't even speak it, because the fact that she even texted and put that in writing was so vile and disgusting. I have never met a more evil, conniving bitch in my life.
I don't know about you, but whenever I'm watching Families and Donna is just talking about butterflies, those words are not what immediately pop into my head for, like, descriptive words.
Ever to put that on me. You do not know me. You don't even know Moses like that. And then she has the audacity complains that Moses didn't text her back. It was disgusting. Moses was shook, did not tell me about it for such a long time.
Oh, by the way, before we get into this, I'm currently out in Spain, and Lady Gaga Oreos. Not sponsored, but in the UK they have these, but they're just like this. They literally just look like the normal Oreos, like this, but out here they have almost like the PR packaging. Like, doesn't this literally look like a Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette or something? Sorry, I just saw that, the corner of my eye. Had to show you. Okay, let's get back into it.
As I heard, I've been carrying this. I've been sick to my stomach over this. I'm just so terrified of this, of what she said, and I'm on eggshells. I won't even speak it right now because it's that disgusting.
I wonder if any of the comments are speculating. No one's really speculating. Everyone's just saying, like, how dare you talk about Ethan's mother like this? Someone said therapy's going well, I see. Y'all are bad. Okay, here we go.
Involved in my wedding that you were not invited to after that nasty, vile comment. Do not even talk about my relationship. Do not even talk about me because you weren't there. All of this stuff is between me and Ethan. If Ethan wants to talk to his family about this, it's fine. But it's not a personal matter. It's between me and Ethan lying, Ethan being a coward, Ethan being a hypocrite. I've admitted to being all of
this. This all started from Trisha going on Keemstar's podcast, by the way.
Ethan can't. And Donna chiming in on this, after I would hide in embarrassment and shame after what she texted to Moses. And other people that Moses
I don't know how we're supposed to react to this. Like, Trisha's putting this out, and, like, how are we supposed to react whenever we don't know what the text said? You know what I mean?
It's the same thing. It's vital. It's the sickest thing a human could ever say about somebody. And to even speak that, to even text it, what she texted into existence is so disgusting. And it shakes me to the core. It makes me sick. You're not invited to the wedding because of everything that's been done on
Who
the
is
internet.
invited to the wedding at this stage? Holy fuck.
Including your own son Ethan, who said some of the sickest shit about people. What you said is the sickest I've ever seen. It's disgusting. Disgusting behavior. You're not getting involved.
Again, I really don't know how to respond to this whatsoever because we don't know what the text is. So we're being told that this is the most vile, disgusting thing. And it could be. It could be. But until that moment, we don't know. So I don't know why that's being used as, like, an argument in this, because it's like, that's a great argument, Trisha, if you're, like, on the phone with Donna, being like, you said this vile, disgusting... But if you're saying Donna said the most vile, I'm not going to say it. Like, alright, I guess.
He keeps complaining, oh, Trisha can't stop talking about me. A week ago, you put me in the title and thumbnail on frenemies. You did a whole episode, Trisha Paytas for Gabby Annie, when you know she triggers me, comparing me, saying I'm the same person, that they were the same person, that I'm a liar. Show me a lie. Oh, that's right, I caught you in the lies on the last frenemies. Dad talking about my weight and you laughing at it and shit. That is some fucked up shit. My sister went into hiding after you bullied her on your platform. You are a bully.
It's just so dramatic, Trisha saying that her sister went into hiding after Ethan did the podcast episode on her. Baby, she just, like, didn't tweet for a few days. She didn't go into hiding. But, I mean, I get it.
Platforms that don't believe in strikes, but you are a bully and you harass people, saying do not act like you are above, high and mighty. And that goes for your mom. Don't act like you guys are above.
I've gotta say something. Okay, so Trisha is now taking the approach the Keemstar is taking, that, like, you got the strike on YouTube, you know, if you're gonna choose to bully people on your platform. Trisha, baby, frenemies. We loved frenemies, but frenemies was that. And you were the leading person in that. We loved it, but let's not get too... Who was the person who said, oh, I love that I have this channel where I can just attack people on because I have Ethan that I can blame it on? Like, fuck me.
Of high and mighty that you can't be touched. You're putting stuff on the internet, you're still talking about me. I'm allowed to do the same. It wasn't personal, but you're making it personal. Bringing my wedding, bringing all this shit. It's vile. The stuff she said is vile. Nothing I did, nothing anyone did has warranted that kind of burden, that kind of weight on somebody. You are the biggest hypocrite. You can talk about everyone you want, but the minute no one else can talk about you.
Can you imagine the TikTok employees watching this video, like, trying to, like, approve it or not, trying to figure out, like, what's going on? But I do just want to let you know that this is how, like, it works with Trisha. So we had all of those rants in a row. Donna's the worst person. Donna's ruining my life. Donna's making my life miserable. And then, next video.
Welcome to Starbucks TikTok. I'm Trisha. I have no affiliation or association with Starbucks.
This is what we're dealing with here. So I'm sure Trisha's very, very, very upset whenever we're going from this.
Ethan sent a hate mob on my sister. Do not get involved in my wedding. Ethan keeps complaining, oh, Trisha can't stop. Welcome to Starbucks TikTok. I'm Trisha. I have no affiliation.
All posted within an hour of each other. Okay, anyway, let's go on to the tweets. So it'll go a little bit more into, like, the speculating of what Donna has said on here. Also, Trisha still follows. We still mutuals on Twitter, which I honestly appreciate, because Trisha has responded to me in the past where they were like, you know, I know that you're not my biggest supporter right now, but I appreciate you, like, speaking honestly. I, like, said that the Sad Boy merch looked cool or whatever like that in the process of me, like, shit-talking Trisha. So one thing I will say, it took Trisha a long time to follow me on Twitter, but Trisha doesn't seem to be backing down and unfollowing me, which I appreciate. Maybe I'll speak that into existence, but I appreciate it, and I think it's a pretty... Other people would unfollow me for way less. Okay, let's go on to these tweets. So, okay. So Trisha responds to Donna's tweet saying that she's such a weasel and says, what you texted Moses is the most evil thing to ever put out into the universe. ... If I'm a weasel, you're Satan. Ooh. For even putting that energy out there. You're an evil woman to write what you wrote. It's unspeakable to put that burden on me the way you did. Is the worst karma. Oh my god, the top reply is, if Donna is Satan, and it's a gift that says, Hail Satan. So, again, Trisha is saying here that it's the worst burden. Can't believe you put that out into the universe. Am I wrong for speculating that it has something to do with Hila's pregnancy, or maybe Trisha being pregnant, or I'm not saying Trisha's pregnant, but like a possible pregnancy, or just if it's something as simple as like break up with Trisha, you're out of the family. Don't know. And then we go on. What Ethan's mom texted Moses after our fight was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. I'm tormented with it daily. I won't even say what she wrote because I refute that energy. Which is interesting because I feel like there's been worse energy that Trisha's put out there. That negative bad energy is something that paralyzed me then and now. Alright. I'm biting my tongue. I'm holding it in the best that I can. Ethan ran my mom and sister. I was about to say mom and mom at the same time. Ethan ran my mom and sister off social media for one TikTok that she deleted instantly and still has it up on his channel. His parents degrading me, insulting me still, fine, whatever. But the text that she sent Moses was something only the devil himself would cast upon anybody. Yes, okay, so someone who actually follows me, Emma, shout out to you, responded and said, why are you tweeting about it if you don't want people asking about it? Expose it or stop tweeting. Alright, then we go on. I'm livid, I'm angry, I've been carrying this evil, ugly burden she placed on me. Blaming me for an unspeakable thing. She's evil. I just have never encountered anyone to ever put such an evil burden, like we're evil burden, evil thing. Unspeakable thing. Unspeakable burden. Tell us it then. She's evil. I just have never encountered anyone to put such an evil burden on me. A curse. There's a new word. Something to even write. Unfathomable. We had a couple new words thrown in there. But now, someone responded and said, Trish, take that up with Donna, Ethan, and Moses privately. Please, not everything has to be on social media. I love you, but at some point this has to chill. Think of Hila for a minute. And then Trisha responds saying, I'm trying my best. But your best not good enough. But I'm not going to be a pushover. They talk shit about me on the podcast. I've tried to be the bigger person. Talking about my wedding and my relationship today. Get the fuck out of here. She is evil and I am refusing that energy. Here and now. Then, goes on, Ethan bullies and drives my sister off the internet for one TikTok she instantly deletes. Also, Ethan gives his platform to his parents to shit on me and everyone. He is a hypocrite, and he can't admit it. Goes on. Ethan making fun of Crowder for having his dad as his booker. Also, Ethan having his mom and dad fight his battles. Then Trisha says, I'm logging off. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think if Trisha logged off. No. Then we have another tweet. I don't care what anyone says or thinks. I don't care anymore. I went on a podcast, it's not even out, and everyone's losing their shit. I defended Ethan on the podcast in many ways. People are so quick to judge and send hate. And then it goes on. No logging off. They did a whole episode comparing me to my biggest trigger, Gabby Hanna. Put us in the thumbnail title together, but I talk about someone he doesn't like, mob my way. Ethan's fan base is so unbelievably toxic. It's actually scary. Like, for real, I'm not gonna be ran off the internet. I've been doing this 15 years, long before any of these people, and long after it. Alright, so we have that back and forth about Trisha and Moses and Trisha and Donna. I don't understand why people put things out there and half-ass the approach of it so that people who are meant to respond don't know the full story and know that you're not telling the full story, so we don't want to comment on it. Everyone is like, Trisha, we can't defend you or attack you unless we know what Donna really said. And it's not that we really care what Donna said, but you're making such a big issue on what Donna said, so how can we respond to what Donna said if we don't know? So it's really weird. Ethan has not responded to Trisha doing anything to Donna. Donna has not responded to Trisha again. I don't think either of them will. Maybe possibly in a families down the line. I think it's still very interesting that H3 cannot upload on the YouTube channel, on any of the YouTube channels. So the week that all this drama is kicking off towards them, they're not basically able to respond to it, which is probably not for the best, or probably for the best. I wonder if Donna is going to respond to this. Please let me know. Maybe Ethan will show the text that Donna sent themselves to be like, okay, here it is. They might take that approach. I want to know where you're at with it. We can talk about it below. It's just this is family therapy online for months now. Month after month, this keeps happening. But this time it's even worse than when you just ended the podcast. Did we think it could get worse? Absolutely not. Did it? Yeah. I don't know. Again, we can't respond until we know what was actually said. So, for everyone involved, if you want us picking sides or saying who's in the best, who's in the worst, or whatever, we need to know the full context. We all get criticized for not speaking the entire truth, especially Trisha saying that to us, but then fails to provide it. But provides us with enough to know that it's unfathomable and evil and scum of the earth and all like this. So, with that being said, there's not really much we can add further on that. I want to know where you're at with it, though. Let's talk about it below. I'll see you in my next one, and bye.